So I I just pretty much wanted to revisit this idea of submission. Basically, the last video I did, the types of submission, I was all over the place. I'm gonna make this more concentrated, and I developed a slide, and I'm gonna quickly get off into the types of submission, and it'll be more concise for your reference. Okay, so I started this off, basically this is something that you could use this as a more viable reference point. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about prime and subprime women. Okay, basically there's two types, but in the aspect of submission, there's a few types of women, and don't get me wrong, life is very complicated and challenging. Very much women that they can start off being prime and then go into the subprime role. And also even vice versa. There's some women that actually they work on their issues and they go into the prime category. So I'm gonna start off with talking about subprime. Okay, so the first one is intolerable women. Okay, basically some of the worst women you ever want to deal with. Only reason someone would deal with them would it be sex, basically. Um, it's pretty much women that are intolerable. And let me close out of this here so I can have some privacy. Um, so the thing about it is, intolerable women are very argumentative. Okay, that's one of the biggest things. If you see this even on YouTube, you have women that they're very much argumentative. And you're like, well, what do I do with this woman? That's an intolerable woman. Okay, has a history of tree branching relationships, and basically, let me go full screen here. Let me see here. So how to go full screen. Let's see here. CF11. See if that works here. Let's see. Yeah, I won't worry about it. But basically, they have a history of tree branching relationships. Like they constantly in and out of relationships. You talk to them in June, um, they in a relationship again by the time fall hits. This is a type of woman that she's toxic. She's even toxic on your social media friends list. She's constantly broadcasting problems with men. She doesn't like men. You know, very toxic. Okay, and she goes in and out of relationships because she can't deal with the relationship. So uh, another thing is that intolerable women, they don't care about your boundaries. They don't care about your hot button issues that you know tick you off. They'll try to even press them. They even want to get in the argument so they can tick you, piss you off because they're pissed off. Um, they're holding a lot of grudges from previous relationships, and even in cases where they might have a child or two, they're still pissed off about the other child's father. And basically just a whole bunch of mess that it has nothing to deal with you, but just because they're pissed off about it, they'll bring that to your doorstep. Okay. Another thing is that they want to do whatever they want to. Okay, you know, they want to defy the concept of a man leading. I mean, this is the hardcore feminist that doesn't want to lead. Doesn't want a man leading her in any shape, form, or fashion. You know, she's the woman that's in the hood chick that she doesn't feel any man worthy of leading her unless they're willing to beat her into submission, and risk jail or prison. This is the intolerable woman. Okay. um I'll say this is just my own stats. I would say around 20% of women are intolerable. Intolerable is really, really bad. Some people will say that this is a higher statistic is more intolerable women. From my own life, I would say my own personal life, I would say that I've only r- involved myself with maybe a couple women that were intolerable. One, unfortunately, was my ex-wife. She definitely is intolerable. But most of the other women that I've dealt with, they were not intolerable. This is like a crazy woman, very, very, very crazy. You know, as long as you're able to avoid being, just kind of willing to go for any other woman or any woman, you can avoid the intolerable women because the only thing that she brings to the table would be her looks and her sexual appeal and or sexual prowess. Basically, she's gonna try to have sex with you to, basically cover her very toxic ways about herself. This is the type of woman that'll scream and yell at you, but then send you a late night text, can she come over, and then suck you off and give you some pussy to try to cover up the fact that she was cussing you out and talking about your mother and everything other under the sun. This is what they do. Okay, so it's not that many women, fortunately, that are like this. This is a very, very crazy case. An intolerable woman is very much it's, I would say, it's climbing, but I'll say about 20% of women are intolerable. Okay. uh the a second list on this subprime list is the tolerable woman. Okay, the tolerable woman is just a mild version of the intolerable woman. So she's somewhat argumentative. Okay, she has a history just, very similar to the intolerable women. She's kind of in and out of relationships. The only difference is she stays a little bit longer in relationships. For example, she might have relationships that's 3 to 4 years versus the intolerable woman. She probably would have a relationship that'd be like 3 to 6 months. Okay. So you know, the tolerable woman has kind of tree branching history, but she just stays a little bit longer. More as far as years versus months. She will argue and do bogus stuff every now and then. Basically, she will basically do stuff like get into an argument with you about something like every you know maybe a couple months cycle, versus the intolerable woman. She'll probably give you an argument every 3 days or every day. um Tolerable women tend to do like, bogus stuff like, you see a number in their purse, and then you guys didn't agree on any type of polygamy type of lifestyle, or poly, I think for the females it's polyamory or something like that. So you guys didn't agree upon that, but you see numbers in her purse. You see, you know, she might have her lipstick might be, looking smudgy after work or whatever when she comes home. I mean, you just see kind of like bogus stuff, she's doing, bogus behavior, and she'll get defensive, and you guys will be, arguing before you know it. And she doesn't really like to follow men. She only do it if it's necessary. This is the type of woman that, both of these women are considered strags. Okay. That's the term for it that, I've been made aware of, recently. But the thing about it is, this is the woman that is 35. She don't have any children. She had an abortion. She was hot girl summering it up for about a decade, and she's got a few abortions, and she knows that she needs a guy, because she's, kind of, messed up, and she's been, trying to get herself together, and she knows she's very desperate, so she's gonna follow a man because it's basically desperation. It's like the danger zone type. That's the reason why she's following it. If she was 25, she wouldn't be following any guy or anything like that. Nor did she ever. She just older, and she just kind of feels that it's necessary for the sake of her, not being lonely, or even getting if she has an objective of getting a child, getting pregnant, she's gonna follow, um, you know, to by means of necessity, basically. And the thing about it is, make no bones about it, it's a reason why she's, in and out of relationships every 3 or 4 years. She's a lot of times when the guy kind of goes downward, she's, the first person to break camp, or hop ship. So the thing about it is also, she can even self-destruct relationships with her, bogus ways and argumentative, behaviors. um I would say in the US, most women are kind of tolerable. Okay. And it's guys that are married to these women. Guys that's been in long-term relationships. A lot of men have baby mamas by women that are just tolerable. Okay. A lot of women, because they don't really have to do much. Women have everything at their feet, at their disposal. They have the whole entire system at their feet. They just kind of comfortable. I mean, by sake of comfort, just kind of um go right into being having the behavior of having of being tolerable. Okay. So this is very much just kind of the norm, with most women, especially even the young women. They're just kind of taught from their parents to just be tolerable. Their mom, the dad lets them get away with everything, and then they just kind of go slide into this, being tolerable. So yeah, I would say, yeah, most women in the United States are tolerable. Some try to go to the prime, category, but most women kind of stay in the subprime, category. Okay. So now we're going to go into the prime category. Okay. The first prime woman is the agreeable woman. Okay. She usually has a common bond with her man, such as a business they share, a profession, a hobby, or etc. Okay. So they tend to just, have a lot in common, which is very easy to agree upon things when you have things in common. Okay. It does not have a lot of relationship history, because, tend to they tend to have a relationship where their boyfriend, they really liked, their boyfriend, and their boyfriend liked them, and just whatever the reason, it didn't work out, and it came on the market. It's this is the agreeable woman, very much is a rare woman. Okay, these women are rare. Okay, so even an agreeable woman is very, very much rare, becoming rare more nowadays in the United States. Okay, um, they tend to care more of their man's boundaries. Okay, none of these women are perfect. Okay, and people, women self destruct just like any other person. Okay, and but the agreeable woman, she tends to respect her man's boundaries and understands his dislikes as well as his likes. Okay. A lot of times they agree upon things. They share the same common interest for a sports team. They, wear matching jerseys. These women, you see them on your show social media page. They actually are taking multiple photos, might even be every week, weekly to daily of their boo, their mate. They actually have a very healthy relationship. And a lot of their friends, they do it because they're showing off, and then a lot of their friends don't even like it because it's like, a lot of women, even men, have problems with relationships. But that's definitely a agreeable woman. um she enjoys what her man likes. She has minimal issues with enjoying what he likes and is looked at as a pick me with her friends. Around 15% of women, I'll say, are agreeable in the United States. It's just rare. A lot, even in the black community, uh, this is pretty much a agreeable woman is looked at as a submissive woman, and an agreeable woman is not submissive. I mean, she has her own things that she like to do as well, and her man is not necessarily putting his foot down and telling her what to do. She just kind of does what she wants to do still, but they agree upon things. Even if it's a situation where she agrees to give all of her money to her man, and he manages the finances, that ain't necessarily meaning she's submissive. She just agrees upon terms. It's like a business relationship. She agrees to basically do her role, and the man agrees to do her role. Because things are so messed up in the black community. Agreeable women are looked at as actually submissive. And they just agree. They're not submissive. Okay, but I'll say about 15% of women are agreeable in the United States. It's very rare even to find women that are agreeable. Okay, um, the final and last woman is the submissive woman. Okay, I won't say final. I'm gonna give you another woman that I talked about before, but the submissive woman is very much a very domesticated and highly feminine woman. Okay, usually the submissive woman is very, very feminine. Okay, um, might be a virgin or very few past partners. Okay, this is the woman that's literally waiting in her house for years for a man to sweep her off her feet. Okay. Very religious in many regards. A lot of submissive women are very religious, or some form of religion, religious doctrines they follow. They were taught to follow men, and usually involved in religious doctrines and follow guidelines of submission, such as in the Bible, in the Quran, the Torah, Talmud, whatever you want to call it. They're following some type of religious doctrine usually, or they're just naturally taught to be feminine. Okay, I'd have to say, well, personally, I noticed that a lot of religious women are more submissive. Okay, um, she is looked at as a slave to her friends or other women because basically a submissive woman literally follows her man. And in a nutshell, this is something that I learned from other men in the manosphere, and this is from Ron Wills. This is what I learned literally last week. Light bulb went into my old brain, and it was lit up. I wish I would have got this 10, 20 years ago. The thing about submission is the man is on a mission. He needs a sub. That's all it is. You man is, doing something. He's working on his goals, and basically the woman is helping him, is the sub to that mission. Okay, she's basically, that's all it is. Okay, because like for example, a lot of women are so confused because women have to survive. Women have to work a job. So when they work a job, they're literally submitting to that job. They're submitting to that company's mission and helping that mission statement. As soon as they don't do that, they're out the door. Okay. So basically that's what submission is. A man has to be on a mission to allow a woman to submit to that mission. Um, and if you can find a submissive woman to help you on your mission, a lot of times men, they actually excel in life. They do very, very well in life when they have a partner that is helping them complete their mission by, allowing them to, you know, enjoy their company, and have a release, a sexual release, you know, help them with their, housing, responsibilities and roles, and also bring forth their legacy, their children. This just makes men just cream inside, just, uh, thinking about this, because very much this is one of the secret recipes to success, to financial success, that is becoming very much very rare nowadays. Okay. Um in today's time, I would say in the USA, 10% of women are submissive. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about something a little bit different, in that it's another type of caveat to this submission thing, and it's basically a slave. And this woman, a lot of people talk about this in aspects of basically fat life or whatever. Very much it's a common thing in the fat world, but very much it's not really that much off. Okay. um long time ago, and even nowadays in some parts of the world, there is women that are in bondage. Okay. This is not what I'm talking about. Okay. This is very much the woman that goes beyond the level of submission. She is at her beck and call of her man. She does not leave the house without her man's permission. She wants to literally have her man um be around him, and she wants to do everything that her man does. This is very rare. Okay, this is below a submissive woman. This is actually a woman that is at the very beck and call for her man. A lot of times, even this goes into pimping and hoeing. A lot of times it's associated, is very much a hoe, is very much a slave to her pimp. But very much outside of that, this is not, you don't have to have a woman to be a whore to be your slave. Some women, they tend to, when they find some guy that they really, really want to be with, and they really, really want to, they don't want this guy to ever leave them. They can be to the point of being kind of like a slave, like going outside of submission, just into the depths of submission, which is the final depth, is which is just a slave, a woman that just willing to do anything in any regard to or for her man. I'm be honest with you, I'm kind of somewhat, I would mind a woman like this, but in many regards, somewhat, I'm kind of worried about a woman like this, because a woman like this, what if I passed away, or what if I didn't want to be with her anymore? This woman is very much, she is not fit for anybody else. It's like having a dog that, um he only wants his one master that he was a puppy with, and he's never the same once he finds someone else. He just will run away just to find his master. I've had a dog like this where he ran away all the time because he was searching for my uncle, which was nowhere to be found. He actually moved into another state, but this dog was running to find his master. Not saying women are dogs, but it's just like, you know it's kind of scary to me a little bit, because it's like, the transition from a woman that she only just wants you and only you. She doesn't want anybody else. So, I'll be honest with you, a lot of white women are like this. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of concerned to deal with white women, because it's like, I don't I don't know if I'm ready for a slave. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially, a white woman that is a slave. It's like, it's kind of tripped out. But yeah, it's women that they go beyond a level of submission. They only want you. A lot of times, to be honest, people think, oh, these guys don't get no pussy in the manosphere or whatever. Well, I'll tell you this. I really don't deal with a lot of women, because primarily I tend to make women kind of go to this level. Not saying that I make women be slaves, but um, when you have high, what I'm going to be talking about in the future, I'm going to be talking about how high value sex. When you have the ability to give, this high quality sex, you tend to make women go to these depths, and it's very dangerous. This is all I got. I'm going to close this on out. Hope you enjoy this.